Mic check 1 2 1 2. Diamond deep. What is up, you guys? It is your girl Diamond D, and I want to talk to you about how I managed to still be productive as an artist amid chaos going on in my life. And excuse my smoke detector. Y'all know I'm black. So this year and last year were some of the toughest years of my life ever. I don't know why. As soon as I decided to be an artist, stuff just started going downhill. Oh my god! But last year and this year, I lost my best friend. I lost Libby. I lost Mo. I lost my sister Tasha. I lost my auntie Darlene, my cousin Alex, my cousin Arthur, my child, and my uncle Will on my birthday. Performing during those times while I was going through all that loss, while I was going through all that grief, it was not an easy task at all. And I feel like everything that I survived and everything that I overcome, I now am able to speak to you guys. I have some tips that could help you make it through, and some of the things that help me stay afloat and help me make it through while going through some of the most trying times of my life. First things first, do not be afraid to take breaks for your mental health. Breaks do not mean that you're quitting. It just means that you're taking some time for yourself. There are people and other artists who will try to add a timeline onto your journey. But one of my best quotes is from a therapist on Instagram. His name is Kier Gaines. I will put his @ down here so you guys can follow him. And he says, if we label stillness as an inaction, we move our feet before our hearts know why. And there were times where I took that hiatus and I took that time for myself. And a lot of people were like, whoa, what are you doing? And it's like, I needed this. I wasn't necessarily ready to share what I was going through, but I needed time, and I gave myself that time, and I needed to take that time for myself as a person and as an artist. So don't let anyone throw a timeline on your journey, especially if your journey is blessed by God. Move when he say move, stop when he say stop, rest when he say rest. TikTok just deleted everything I just recorded. I'm so pissed right now, bro. Take 500. And we're back. Okay. The second thing on my list is schedule rehearsals. Schedule rehearsals. Schedule rehearsals. Schedule rehearsals. Okay. Now, a lot of times I have things that I agreed to do that I could not pull out of. These were really, really big events, and I invested so much money and so much time in it already. And this is before I knew. Now my smoke detector talking and interrupted me. It's 2024. The smoke detectors talk now, I guess. But schedule rehearsals. Before I knew I had the power to take a break, and before I pulled out of these engagements that were really big opportunities for my career, scheduling rehearsals allowed me to still perform using muscle memory, because I did things over and over and over again so many times. When I was out of it and overruled with grief, my muscle memory took over. Oh god, my muscle memory took over, and I was still able to put on a good show. So I'm very thankful for that. Also, having rehearsals, it allowed me to prepare for unforeseen circumstances. So, for instance, at the Erica Banks show, I performed to the wrong music. I performed to the wrong dang music. But because I had had so many rehearsals and re-rehearsed all of my songs and had choreography prepared to all of my work, we still did put on a good show. And yeah, that's the power of rehearsals. Make sure you rehearse. The third thing on my list is support. Support. This is probably the biggest thing. That and finances. We're going to get there. Support. Having a good support system is very important. Through this journey, I had the support of my mental health team, my management, my dancers, my friends, family, and even some people that I didn't even know. Like, thank y'all so much for loving me and supporting me. That really waters me as an artist and pours into me and allows me to see why I don't need to stop, why I need to keep going. So yes, having support. I even had the support of some of the people who are no longer with me. My auntie Darlene and my uncle Will were a very huge, and Kwame. Having the support of people who are no longer with me, like my auntie Darlene, my uncle Will, and Kwame. Those are moments that can't be taken away from me, and they're moments that I keep near and dear to my heart. So there are times I want to give up, but then I remember the things that they spoke to me before they left this world, and it just allows me to keep going. Another support I had to lean on was my why. Why is artistry so important to you? Think about that. Pause. Think about it. Ding! Nah, but why is artistry so important to you? And what goals did you have in place before you began? So, one of the reasons I became an artist was because I wanted to use my artistry as a tool to open up community centers. The Mary Kelly Center was a place for me as a teen to grow into who I wanted to be. I started off as a dancer there, and then while being there, I picked back up my passion because I've always wanted to be an artist as a little girl, but I still began to write music and picked back up my passion of writing raps, and will perform them to my friends after dance class. So I really, really love that I had that opportunity at the Mary Kelly Center, at that community center, to not only use it as a resource, but also to be a place to cultivate me into the type of artist that I am today. Another thing under support that I wanted to mention is not glancing over the people that are listening to your music and supporting you in ways they can. These people are important, okay? I don't have fans, I have supporters. I do not have fans, I have supporters. And the people that listen to my music, and not just listen to my music, they support my content and they share my content, and not just share my content, they watch my content and they wish me well. Those people mean the world to me. Not to mention the people that buy tickets. Y'all on a whole nother level, okay? Y'all about to be on stage with me. Okay? No. But not glancing over the people who support you. Don't focus on the people who don't support you and who have constant negative things to say, because we're going to talk about criticism later. But the people who are supporting you, do not glance over them. Show them that they matter and that they're important, because they are. Okay? The next thing on my list is validation versus feedback. It is important to consider feedback without chasing validation. Let me say that again. It is important to consider feedback without chasing validation. When you chase validation, a no seems like the end of the world, whereas feedback could actually give you tips to improve as an artist. Listen to your audience with the understanding that you're not going to please everybody. Stay true to yourself and keep growing at what you love. Don't be afraid to accept criticism. Even if it ticks you off at first, let it sizzle, let it sit. It can make you a better artist. Now, the next thing on the list is childcare. This goes along with support. For single mothers and fathers or single parents like myself, make sure you have a plan A sitter, a plan B sitter, a plan C, D, E, F, G. Okay? I know it's hard in this day and age finding people to trust, but it's important to ask yourself, do I really not trust anyone to watch my child, or am I using my trauma as an excuse to not succeed? Okay? Not wanting our children to get hurt is a very valid fear. It is a very valid fear, but sometimes we do have the proper support and the people that we trust in our lives. We just allow our traumas and our fears to get in the way. I'm not saying be neglectful as a parent. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But really sit and think of people that you can trust with your child. If the answer is no one, it is time to expand your support system. Okay? The last and final thing, I think it's the final thing. Let me lay these notes. The final thing on my list is finances. Being a single parent while being an artist is not easy at all. Performing while being strapped for cash was a tough task to overcome. One loophole that I used was using those large lump sums I got of cash and tax time was a lifesaver, okay? But using those large lump sums of cash to invest in myself as an artist. What that looked like was using, like I said, tax time and other large checks that I had incoming to buy performance clothes in bulk at one point in time and getting all of my wigs at once instead of buying new outfits and wigs every time I had a show. So during tax time, I would get what I'm going to wear for the year along with my wigs and exchange them out throughout the year and probably buy another little piece or two to go with it or jewelry. This saved me so much money throughout the year. Shopping on Shein and at Hidden Treasures Boutique, shout out to Miss B, okay? Any of the truth. It helped me save my dollars while being able to still be fashionable on stage. Another thing I had to do to save a buck was be resourceful. I had to ask my cousin to do my hair, ask friends to volunteer their time and talents to help me put on a good show, and also use the space in my apartment to rehearse. There were even a couple times I popped out in some synth daddies. Y'all know what I mean? Some synthetic wigs. Star Beauty, cough, cough. $50 wig sale. Got your girl right, okay? I'm very thankful to everyone and every business who contributed because they made huge investments into my future and long-term goals. And that's some real love and support for you right there, okay? In conclusion, by not being afraid to take breaks, scheduling rehearsals, finding the right support, understanding the difference between validation and feedback, finding childcare, and stretching those finances, they helped me produce my best work as an artist during some of my toughest times in my life. I want to give a huge thank you to myself, to my son, to my team, to my family and friends, and most importantly, God, because you guys all have inspired me to continue to keep going and not give up on myself. I love you all so much. And if you watch this video to the end, I love you even more because I stayed up and I got work in the morning. And my baby got school in the morning. So if you watch this video to the end, muchas gracias. I love you so much. If you are an artist, do not give up. It's okay to rest and take breaks, but we are at a very, very important time right now where a lot of people are quitting on themselves and on their dreams. We're at the age where we're starting to become complacent with life and complacent with being in the rat race. Only the people who stick it out are going to make it. It's not about who's the most talented. It's not about who works the hardest sometimes. It's about who continues to keep going when the road gets tough. So, with that being said, no matter what you're going through, I hope you do not give up on yourself and on your dreams and continue to keep pushing and continue to keep going. Please keep going. I love you and I believe in you. Bye.